What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to an episode of Bloke in a Bar. Just thought I'd do a quick little podcast because I'm actually about to go across and do a photo shoot with Aussie footy shorts. That's right, Aussie footy shorts. We've done footy shorts with them. This is the third year in a row, and we've got some massive one plans that we're dropping very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. It's probably going to be next Monday or the Monday after. And what I'll say is I think tradies are going to really like these footy shorts. Trust me on that. So I'm heading over that photo shoot soon.
Just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Bloke in a Bar, brought to you by, brought to you by LDC_01. That's right, Luke Camilleri, the best car man in the business. If you need a car, go to LDC_01. Give him a message. Lukey, he's taking care of me. Actually, matter of fact, I'll tell you a little story. So on Friday, I rang him and said I need some floor mats for Mazda. Might have been Thursday, Friday. And so he's the owner, and Aspley Mazda, I think it's the biggest Mazda in the country. At the very least, it's the biggest Mazda in Queensland, very least. So we're talking 40, 50 staff. So basically, within 10 minutes, I get a call from his staff. They literally arrived on Monday.
Wow.
So I asked for them on Friday.
Yeah.
They're sitting in my car right now.
That's crazy.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't even go into their store. I didn't even go into it. Obviously, I paid for them because that's the one thing, like, you know, people would go, oh, how come you didn't get it for free? It's like, but you're supposed to support each other. Like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? That whole, free stuff off your mate stuff. It's like, listen, I understand, like, you know, a discount or whatever if your mate offers it. Oh, mate, I'll give you, but like asking for, anyway, that aside, literally came yesterday. So guys, I'm telling you, the best in the business. He is now a gold partner with us. He's a prime partner with this, Lukey. And that all actually came off the back of, I said on the podcast yesterday, but that came off the back of, it wasn't even planned. So initially it was just like this really cool thing with the Bloke Club, with the car, which we gave away. And then I got so many messages of going, mate, I just spoke to Lukey. He is so helpful. Even if I didn't buy a car for him, he actually directed me in the right direction or whatever. And that's when I spoke to Lukey. I was like, bro, like, why don't we just become a premium? Like, it's worked so well. Become a gold partner. Like, this is working so well. And also, if I'm being honest, from a selfish perspective, I just love seeing people that start something from nothing and build it up. Anyway, he was like, you know what? Why don't we? Anyway, so we did. And so give LDC_01 a follow, guys. Lukey's a legend. Aspley Mazda's a place to go. I got my two cars from there. You know the drill. But Matty, the most important thing is, mate, you're back from the dead. How you feeling?
Finally. It's been hell. If anyone has any like inkling that they're about to get influenza, get ready to just sit down for a week because it knocks you around like nothing else. Yep. Like, I actually thought it was COVID. And yeah, you can probably hear my voice. I'm still not 100%, but yeah, it was like no energy. Then it was like coughing. Then it was sneezing. It was just seemed like it was never ending. Like I don't think I've ever been sick from Monday show before. And
I think it's the first time.
Yeah. And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Probably not smart to replace myself with someone who's named Jack Johns, played NRL, and got such good genes in the Johns family. But no, he thank God he stepped in.
Jackie, we love Jackie, but people love the Waterboy. They love the Waterboy. I will say though, when you sent me a message on Sunday, and I know you were rattled, so yeah. I'm not taking it. I get it. So you sent me the message, hey, I'm really crook, can't come in tomorrow. Full stop. And I was like, fuck, how do I send this message back without sounding super insensitive? Because, like, I need to know.
Yeah, no, I get that. The thing was, so my thing, I sent that because that was the first moment I realised I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, so there was as much time as possible.
I needed to get as much time as possible. I probably should have said, like, give me an hour.
Or then you're going to have to organise something or something like that.
But I was, like, just trying to figure it all out while I was speaking to people.
So I was like, writing messages. No, that sounds really, like, in text, that sounds like a dick thing to say. And I'm like, okay. And then so I was like, I hope you're okay, but I just need a little bit of communication as to what I need to do, whether it's me that needs to go find or you anyway.
It's funny how, like, when you're the one that's because, like, no, I didn't care. Yeah. Like, no, you don't, not like if it was the other way, you wouldn't care neither. Yeah. But, like, it's funny how when you're texting, you're like, I need to make this sound as nice as possible, but also we need a show tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like you got, like, you know, averaging 100,000 downloads an episode, more. And it's just like, and I think that's the one thing that even we don't realize how big the show is. So like, you know, let's say that's 100,000 downloads, just average. So that's an average of like 75 to 80,000 unique listeners that are like, where's my show? bro, where's my show? So
It's a lot of people.
well, it's honestly like NRL 360 going, we're not on today.
Yeah.
Like essentially, like our numbers are like, I know their numbers in like their clips and everything like that would probably be bigger, and maybe their tail would probably be bigger, like when they replay the show all through but I reckon like actual watchers of the show within that first 24 hours or whatever would probably be about 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it was funny. So anyway, we got it sorted, which was good. Jack was great.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. Saved us. Massively. But glad you're stoked. Glad you're all good though. Yep. Glad you're all good.
All good.
When you went into did you get any of the good stuff?
No. In fact, they gave me nothing.
What?
Yeah, which was the annoying thing, because I actually saw the doctor on Friday, because that's when we had Winston in, and I was like, I can't. I'm too infectious.
Yep.
And I'm like, can I have antibiotics? And she was like, nah, you're at the back end of it. It's fine. But then I took a really bad turn on Saturday, so I had to go in hospital. And
well, because on Saturday when I messaged, I was like, hey, if you're okay, can you? I don't know. It was like something.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, sweet.
I was sweet on Saturday.
Yeah. And
well,
then
I wasn't sweet, but I was like
bouncing back.
sweet. But then took a bad turn on
Like Arvo.
in the nighttime. But no, nothing.
Damn.
Which is annoying.
Far out.
But whatever. We're good now.
All good. Okay. Some breaking news. I got to say, I don't know whether it's a beat up or not. I really don't. The Munster and the Perth Bears. Now, Hughes has just been re-signed.
Yeah.
And I love that from the Melbourne Storm. Like, what a great re-signing. But he actually turned his back on, I think it's $1.5 million a year at Perth, I think.
Jerome Hughes did.
I think so. I'm just trying to get the quote up here, sorry.
Well, it's funny that Munster's kind of in the... Like, this is the same situation as the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Because he was going to be the marquee signing for the Dolphins.
Yeah. It was reported he could have attracted offers up to $1.5 million a season to join one of the expansion teams. He said, I think the thing for me is just where I'm going to be happy. Myself and my wife, we're having a kid at the end of the year. You don't want to be going somewhere for money and not enjoying your life. It was the value of my happiness and my family's. You look for the football side, the dream is to chase premierships, and I think Melbourne in a good window for that, and has always been ever since I've been here. And even before I came here, I looked at those sorts of things as factors in the contract. He said he owed a debt to the Storm, which played a factor in all of this. I've won a premiership and was lucky enough to win a Dally M last year. I've never thought I'd be able to do those things. Grateful to the NRL. Yeah, so that would suggest to me he's probably on around $1 million, you reckon?
Well, it says here that he signed a $4 million extension. So that means over 3 years, that's 1.1 to 1.2 at Melbourne.
Yep.
So I'm staying at Melbourne for 1.2.
But you said it's 4 years extension.
Is it 4 years extension?
Or did you say 3 year extension?
I think it's 3.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it's a 4 year extension.
$4 million extension.
Oh, $4 million. Apologies. Yeah, so like that just gives you an example of, you know, if you're in a side and you're signing for $1.5 million a year, you're never going to win a premiership.
Apologies, it was a 4 year extension. So yeah, it's $1 million a year.
Yeah, so like that's a really good example. I speak about this all the time, but it's a really good example of, you know, yes, it's great. Look, would I say no to 1.5 million? I don't know. Like maybe not. I'd like to think that I would say no to try, because I would try to keep other people there. But you never know what you're going to do with that money in front of you. But like, if you are offered 1.5 million, you essentially got to say to yourself, we're probably not going to win a premiership because you're just taking up so much of the salary cap that it's going to be pretty impossible.
Yeah.
And so I look at the Melbourne Storm right now. All three of their main men are on less than what they probably could get elsewhere. I look at the Penrith Panthers. All of those boys are on less than. And so it's an age-old thing. You look at Manly's dominant period; they're on less than. I mean, even like when you had Cooper Cronk, Cam Smith, and all that, they were all on less than. I know the jokes write themselves about the salary cap or whatever, but after that period, they were the most scrutinised team in the competition. Yeah. So they were definitely or most likely on unders. I know at the Broncos early 2000s, they were absolutely aware that everyone had to take unders. Not everyone, but like the big dogs had to take unders to stay. So it's just a testament to how much they want to win a premiership.
I think another example is when the Bulldogs got done in 2002. I think everyone but one player took unders.
Yeah.
And they won the comp in 2004.
Yeah, it's just honestly,
what it is.
It is what it is. Like, I don't think... maybe there is, because we don't have access to the salary cap, maybe there is a salary cap where one guy's gotten paid like a crazy amount and he's managed to drag someone to a premiership. But I can't recall a time where a guy's been on the most in the comp and they've won a premiership. Matter of fact, that's probably your best stat. Has there ever been a player on the most money in the comp that wins a premiership? Maybe Taumalolo?
But Taumalolo didn't sign that contract in 2015.
Till after. That's a really interesting stat.
Like, there could be an obvious answer, but I can't think of it immediately.
Well, okay, let's go through so you got 10, the Dragons. I highly doubt a Dragons player was on the most money. 11, Manly. And they were all taking unders. 12, Melbourne. Unders. 13, Roosters. Trying to think, who was it? The Roosters.
Well, they had Sonny Bill and Maloney in that.
But Sonny Bill come back though, didn't he?
Yeah, they all came that year. I don't think they would have been the highest paid player
in the NRL.
Who would have been back then? It probably would have been like
Thurston or something?
Probably Thurston, yeah. Maybe Thurston in 15.
Maybe Thurston in 15?
Yeah.
That's probably and that's what makes that so great, that premiership.
Well, he's like Joey. Like he no disrespect, but he carried that team.
So 2015, I'd be really interested to see who was the highest paid player in the NRL.
I'll try.
Anyway, what I will say is most years, the highest paid player in the NRL does not win a premiership.
Yeah.
Which would suggest to me that if you're a club with the highest paid player, you're paying overs to keep someone because you can't go to them and say, we're a chance of winning a premiership.
Looks like Cam Smith was in 2015. And
well, there you go.
Second. So Cam Smith, it might have been 2012, Cam Smith. Either way.
But even still, like I doubt it, because like 2012, if he was the most highest paid in 2015, I highly doubt he's the highest. Like very rarely do you sit at the top highest paid for the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like usually there's a peak of your contract and then you get to that peak for a 3-year deal or whatever, 4-year deal. Because you got to remember, Smithy never signed like a 5-year deal or anything.
That's true.
So I reckon maybe in 12 he wasn't the highest paid. That was, maybe.
You know what? I think Cherry Evans might have been 2015 because that's when he signed that 10-year deal.
A huge deal. And, they haven't gone close to a premiership since then. So anyway, it's a good thought experiment in regards to now Munster to Perth. Look, I don't believe it.
I think he was going to do it. The Dolphins was going to be it. Yeah. That's like he's from Queensland. I know.
Why would Munster want to move to Perth?
Yeah,
I get it. A massive payday, like let's say 1.5 mil a year. But like he can get $1 million anywhere.
Yeah.
Or at least like 900K.
I thought once he re-signed with Melbourne 3 or 4 years ago and knocked back the Dolphins, I thought, he's going to stay in Melbourne.
I feel like he's going to end his career there.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to.
Like, so I don't get that. Like maybe it's from the manager's side that they're trying to pump up like his value a little bit, which I get. It's all part of the game.
If the Dolphins didn't exist and that never happened, I might believe it. But if he knocked back the Dolphins 3 years ago.
And that was like huge money and a Brisbane and under Wayne.
And I thought, I was certain he'd go back then.
I've said this quite a bit. No, I'm not, you guys know I'm always try to be positive. I'm really worried about the Perth Bears, like super worried.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they've had a board meeting yet. Like I cannot express to you guys enough running a business of that magnitude. And also it's not a normal business. It's a unique situation where you're trying to create a business but also a sporting franchise in a place that doesn't want you there, with a media that hates your guts because it's AFL media. And like I understand the signing of Mal, but like who's his assistant coach? Like Mal hasn't been a day in, day out coach in 20 years.
Yeah. I think that's the big problem.
Like, so, I just, mate. Like,
his assistant's going to be, I think one of them's Ben Gardner, who's currently assistant at Penrith. So that's positive.
Yep.
But I think he's going to be the coach in 2029 or whatever. Or no, not 2029, 2030 or something.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, I'm not too sure.
Jeez, like don't get me wrong. Like I know Mal's a very inspirational leader. Like, look what he did at Origin. But mate, day in, day out coach is a rough gig.
Well, I think it's going to be a big job for Ben Gardner.
Oh, mate.
I think he's going to
do a lot of the heavy lifting, and Mal will be there to buoy the boys, which is, I actually don't mind that setup. I don't mind that setup. I just like to get blokes to go live over there in Perth. Like you're not an hour away from your family, or even like it's closer to be in New Zealand than it is Perth.
That's the crazy thing. Yeah.
Like it's a 5-hour flight. That's so friggin' long.
Yeah.
And like then them playing away games, like, bruh.
It's the the worst part so far to me, and I don't know why I was so shocked. I just don't pay attention to AFL, but how negative their media is.
They hate us.
They hate us.
Yep.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like all the when Origin was over there and they were like taking the piss out of it. And,
Yep.
Geez, I don't know why. I don't know
What's
why.
weird is like, I don't feel like the Sydney media hate AFL. I feel like they just treat it normally. It's not as big, but
Yeah, I don't know.
like Queensland, like maybe we're wrong. Like if there's people that like watch AFL that listen to this podcast, maybe we're wrong, and because it's our side, we're just blinded to it. We don't actually take notice of the negative headlines. Now, don't get me wrong. I know V'landys talk shit all the time.
Yeah.
But the actual like wider media of like having a crack, I don't see, because like there's a Brisbane Lions. They've been so successful.
Yeah.
The Swans have been successful.
From my friends that watch AFL, it seems like it's Melbourne versus the rest. That's the big rivalry, like within themselves. So I don't really know where this hate is coming from, because I don't think there's much.
Maybe the
AFL hate in Sydney.
V'landy chat sparked it.
Possibly.
And also, like, you know, we are beating them in viewership now. Like, I know, yeah, okay, they get more people to the game. They get a bigger TV rights. Like, get all that. You guys are still ahead. I'm not saying you're not ahead. But, like, we are beating them in viewership now.
I think we're beating them in a lot of things now.
Yeah.
So,
well, what's crazy is, this is just pure this is rumours, heard on the grapevine, that the women's Origin rated better than Wallabies versus Lions.
what?
That's what I heard.
Really?
Now, I don't know for that to be a fact, but it's someone in the industry that, you know, would have a relatively good look on it. Not a fact. It's a rumour.
Well, I can believe it, because it's not exactly easy to watch the Wallabies at the moment.
But the Wallabies were on the 9. We're on 9 now.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought it was on Stan Sports.
It's on both. I'm pretty sure. What about that? Look, I've got to talk about it. I know a lot of people don't listen to watch Union or whatever, but that last call was outrageous.
I'm not going to be much help here.
Oh, because you didn't see it?
No, I did. I saw it, but I have no idea what happened.
Like, okay, what I don't get is he was there first. He clearly drove his friggin' head into the back of his head, or his shoulder into the back of his neck/head. But even if you said, oh, that's just a great clean out, like let's just say that, okay, back in my day, I used to be able to do that, then he lost his feet as well. So in a ruck, you can't lose your feet.
Right.
And so I can't for the life of me see how that wasn't a penalty. Now, the bigger concern for the Wallabies is they lost an 18-point lead. That's the bigger concern. But like that still doesn't, like you can, two things can be true. The Wallabies shouldn't have lost an 18-point lead. Also, the ref should have had some fucking guts and called that, because that was clearly a penalty every day of the week, in my opinion.
I only watched, because it was after the Rabbitohs game, so I only watched the last, 30 minutes, and the commentators were blowing up.
Well, put it this way. There have been World Cups arguably ruined, I'll say in air quotes ruined, by some of the softest head-high calls I've ever seen in my life. So the Rugby Union have come out and gone, we are willing to ruin games, and we are willing to, make the big calls because we're going to protect the players. We're going to protect their heads, concussion, all that kind of stuff. Like they've done a big carry on about it. And then you got this clear moment where a dude back, not the front of his head. There's a reason why you can't punch the back of the head in boxing. It's the most dangerous bit to hit. This guy jams into the back of his neck/head. And they go, nah, no penalty.
Yeah. No, I didn't think of it from that perspective. You're so right. They've been so hectic on this play safety stuff.
You can hit a guy here.
Yeah.
Not even the head, and you get a penalty,
crazy.
a yellow card.
Yeah.
But you get jammed in the back of the neck and you're sweet. What? The back of the neck, the most dangerous spot on the body, essentially. So many bad things can happen with that.
Yeah.
And I know he milked it. I get it. He milked it. Fuck, whatever. It doesn't change the impact that happened. Anyway, I thought it was a terrible call. I mean, is it two Frenchies that have bloody stung us for the Wallabies?
Yeah,
what about
the first one?
Where he took too long to kick out. He stung us.
That is so outrageous. And there will probably be rugby fans going, oh, you can't, seriously, have some feel for the sport.
But
it's
also, okay, so the rugby fans that were okay with that call, I challenge you with this then. That means that everything should be called. If you're going to go black and white with that call, that means that every time there's... Because that's one of those infractions that happen that would happen all the time. It's a grey area. You let it go because it's just part of the game. It's part of the gamesmanship or whatever. So if you're such a stickler for the rules that you're like, yep, that should be called, that's fair enough. I respect that opinion. But then you must be calling a lot of penalties in the game, because if refs called every penalty in the game, it would just... What I will say, and we've had some Barry Crockers on the weekend, but man, whenever I get a bit too frustrated with league refs, I go and watch Union and I go, bro, we've got goat refs compared to Union.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. And I get it. The Unions are much more, like, subjective kind of... But some of the penalties that get called in that, I'm just like, bruh. Anyway, not trying to be a hater with Union. I will say, it is good to see the Wallabies get this attention.
Yeah.
Good.
See, I don't like rugby, but I like Australia. That's
same.
Yeah, like that's the reason I'm watching this game.
In the World Cup, I will watch the Wallabies.
Yes, exactly.
As long as it's in a time that I can watch it.
Yeah, of course. I'm keen for the World Cup in 27.
100%. Whereas like Wallabies Lions, it doesn't really doesn't move me that much.
No. Because like, I don't understand, like, apparently it's massive, but...
It is massive, yeah. 100%. 90,000 people.
Yeah.
Crazy. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't have the impact for me because I'm like, what's the...
I'd rather watch the Bledisloe Cup.
I'd rather watch them, play the All Blacks 3 times.
For sure.
I mean, I know we get pumped 3 times, but still, it's still enjoyable. Now, some more news. The Bulldogs and Dragons are sharing all their revenue in Vegas. Oh. Did you hear that? So, no. And they're also thinking about doing it at Allianz Stadium. And I love it. I think that's so smart because if you're both pot committed, then you're both going to work to make it as big as possible.
So hang on, does that mean, so they'll share their Vegas and then their other game in the year will be Allianz?
I think they're trying to do that.
That makes a lot of sense. That's good.
Well, think about how hard you'd both work. Like if you're there by yourself, it's kind of like you don't outside of your internal office, that's the only thing holding you accountable. Whereas if both of you are like, let's make this as big as possible.
Yeah.
Even little things like, listen, like get one of your players to say something, hectic, all those things that you can't normally do because you're not communicating with the opponent. Whereas if you're like, let's have a face-off before the Vegas, let's have imagine a little face-off between the captains, Critter and who would it be, Cookie or Gutho?
Are they co-captains? Yeah,
whoever it is, like Critter and Gutho, sitting across from each other, having a face-off, and they just talk a little bit of smack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Whereas you can't do that if you're not working together to try and make it as big as possible.
The Doggies, and like, obviously I'll give credit to the Dragons as well, but it just seems the Doggies they're 2 steps ahead of everyone at the moment.
They're so well run. I mean, I say it all the time, but, from the CEO to the Laundry Group to Gus Gould to Serraldo, like, I said it yesterday on the show, like, when I say sleeping giant, like they're already woken up. Like I'm not saying this. Yeah, they're not fucking but I just mean sleeping giant in the sense that I think because they've struggled for so many years, there is a portion of the fan base that see Bulldogs as almost just another Sydney club. But it's like you don't actually realise when the Bulldogs are big, they are big.
They are one of the biggest clubs in the country.
Yeah, and so and like when you mix in their history, you mix in their style of play, but then also you mix in some of their stars. Like, it's the recipe for them to just explode as a club.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like you look at Penrith and like that's just out west essentially. Like I know they got fans elsewhere, but really it's just out west. Whereas Doggies is like spread really quite wide. Like you've got fans quite all over the place. So, and also like Doggies have a longer history.
Yeah, the Doggies got established in 1935.
Yeah, so it's like they'd have more premierships. I'd be pretty confident in saying.
Yeah. Penrith Penrith have...
Well, it was 2 before the...
Yeah, 91, 03, and then the last 4, so 6.
Yeah.
Dogs have more than 6.
So think about it like this. So before this, like there's 4 on the trot with the Penrith Panthers. They had 2. So as a club, they're like a relatively small club.
Yeah.
Now, granted, what they've done in the last 5 years has been nothing short of incredible. Whereas the Doggies, like, they have history for days.
They have 8. They have 8 premierships.
8 prems.
Yeah.
And that's happened over a longer period of time.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think how many teams Penrith the Panthers have passed in all-time premierships now.
Yeah.
Just going bang, 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 bang. Like they're up with like the Broncos and that now. And
wait, I'll get the list up,
mate. I can't believe what we're witnessing at Penrith. Like, how do they do it? How do they do it?
4 in a row. Like the further we get away from it, the more real it'll seem. Because we're kind of just in the throes of it at the moment. But 4 in a row is the most absurd thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, like I can't put into words, and they might go 5 in a row.
Yeah. Okay, so it goes South, then Roosters, then Dragons, then Tigers, then Manly and Dogs tied, and now they've tied with Broncos. But before that, they were behind Western Suburbs, Para, Melbourne, Newtown, Canberra. And they were tied with the Knights and North Sydney. So they've just jumped all those teams.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, I love this idea about them sharing them. I just think that we need to become more innovative in the space that we have. Like, we've got such a large amount of momentum, or a lot of momentum right now. And there's a reason why, like, the Dogs are doing stuff like that. I'm glad the Dragons are on board too. But I just think they deserve a lot of credit. And I think more teams could do that. Like, I know it's a different situation because you're massive rivals, but it just goes back to the whole idea of sharing a stadium. You know what's crazy? I was thinking about the other day. So a few weeks ago when we were talking, we were tongue in cheek. There was a bit of an empty crowd at Allianz.
Yeah.
And the old joke that the Roosters have no fans. But then our serious part of the joke was like, the fact that they don't share the stadium. And I saw one comment saying, well, technically they have, the fourth most average fan, which I'm like, if you believe those numbers, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, that aside, let's just assume they do.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon had more say and more impact in building a stadium? Broncos to Suncorp or Roosters to Allianz? Broncos to Suncorp.
Yeah, of course.
It's like Broncos to Suncorp they're inherently connected forever.
Yeah.
Like that's like, anyway, even if you said it's equal amounts, which it's not. Like, I feel like Broncos and Suncorp, Lang Park is like, they couldn't be more connected.
Spaghetti and meatball.
Yeah. They let other teams use their stadium.
Dolphins use it.
The Dolphins use it. They're rivals across the thing that literally started only recently.
Yes.
They are allowed to use a stadium. Like Magic Round, everyone comes and uses a stadium. It's just, that's why just this stadium thing blows my mind. I can't believe there are some people that just say no. It's like, nah.
Oh, they're just Roosters fans.
Give me, like, genuinely, and I'm not, if you have the different opinion, that's fine. We all have different opinions, but I would love to hear a reasonable opinion why the Rabbitohs shouldn't share the stadium with the
If you can give me a non-self-indulgent reason, then I'm listening. But I haven't heard one yet.
If there's like a financial reason or a reason that, like, even if you said to me the Roosters put in $100 million or some shit, even though they didn't.
No, they put in like a few million to help with their centre of excellence there, but they didn't contribute to the stadium.
Yeah, so that's their centre of excellence that obviously the Rabbitohs shouldn't use because that's their centre of excellence.
Of course, no, yeah.
But the stadium, like did Nick Politis have a huge say in making it happen? Yeah, but at the end of the day, we still paid for it as taxpayers.
Exactly.
So it's just like, I would love to hear, and I'm not, as I said, this is not facetious. I'm not having a crack at anyone. I'd love to hear a genuine, real reason or a reasonable reason why the Rabbitohs shouldn't be in that stadium. Because in my opinion, as a guy, I love the fact that the Dolphins use Suncorp. This is a guy that bled for my club. I love that the Dolphins use the stadium because guess what? It creates a rivalry.
Yeah.
It creates our house, all that kind of stuff. Tony Stagg's doing this shit. Like, I think that it helps rugby league to create rivalries. And that's why I think the oldest rivalry in the books, Roosters, Rabbitohs, fighting over a stadium, the articles, the stories, imagine the books that we would write in 20 years about all this stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff that's happened in Origin that has been pretty crazy. Like, I'd put it this way. I've heard that one time when Cleary was up in Origin, they were putting on highlights of Queensland absolutely toweling New South Wales up.
So what they did, I was at the captain's run. They had, this was in 2019 and Cleary played like 4 Origins. They're at the captain's run. They played those highlights, but then they also played the intros. So like Tedesco, blah, blah. And they have all their stats there. But then they stopped it on Cleary and it said Cleary's Origin career, 0 tries, 0 try assists, and 0 line breaks or something. And they just kept it up there. The Blues were furious.
So the highlights were from his performances?
Nah, so that highlights was a separate thing.
Okay, Queensland stuff.
But this was another one where, on the captain's run, it was like 0 tries, 0 try assists.
Oh, that was 2019?
That's 2019, yeah, around then.
Around then?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
That's Origin folklore right there. That's Origin folklore of like these underhanded stuff that can only happen if you're like in the same stadium or whatever. And I get it. Someone say, oh, you could still do that if you're in an away game, but this would happen more often.
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's say the Rabbitohs are about to have a big game, but there's a Roosters fan that works at the stadium and he can sneak something in there like that is talking about, I don't know, Cam Murray or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that, they'll do it. And that's part of the folklore.
Yeah. It's like how Andrew Johns used to allegedly, used to go into away change rooms and just hose it all down so that the opposition team...
disrespectful.
I know, so that they'd be so uncomfortable.
That's so good. So what was the reaction like within the crew when they were looking up going, fuck these?
I don't know if the players cared, but certainly the higher-ups in New South Wales Rugby League weren't happy about it. I don't think Cleary would have cared at all.
It still would be. I mean, he would have been so young too, so he's probably just like, oh, okay, like it's part of all the thing.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's so sneaky, bro. But I mean,
typical Queensland, and it's it's just Origin.
But you guys ended up winning that series, though, didn't you?
We did, but they won that game.
Okay.
They won that game. Game 1 up there. That's when Whiten threw the intercept to Gagai.
Oh wow, that's so freaking funny. That's so funny.
Just back to the crowds thing. I think the Roosters having the 4th biggest crowd, allegedly, but let's say that is true. That's evidence that the stadium. The South should play there because the Roosters went back-to-back in 2018, 2019. What, you think their fans are just randomly turning up now when they're coming 12th?
Yep.
No, they're coming because the stadium's good.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the life of me, I can't. Look, I understand why the government's trying to stop it.
Well, yeah, because then
they lose money.
There's sponsorship deals.
But, mate, you didn't fulfill your part of the agreement.
Exactly.
Like, so what the hell are we talking about here? Like, it's just, it's outrageous. And, they've got to give something. They've got to fulfill their agreement, or at least give something to the Rabbitohs to go, okay, we did. And I think some people are trying to say, oh, it wasn't in the contract or whatever, but it was. Like,
I don't know.
Like, as in, there was verbal agreements and written agreements.
Yeah,
that
there was definitely verbal agreements.
Like, so it's just like, and people go, oh no, it's has to be in the contract. No, in a negotiation, a verbal agreement is legally binding.
Exactly. Yeah.
As long as you can obviously prove that they said it. There's people there that said it or whatever. And funnily enough, like, the government doesn't deny.
No.
Like, the government doesn't say, we never promised any upgrades. They try to gaslight and say, oh, we've put this into this and this money into this. They don't ever say, we promised those, we never promised those upgrades. So I don't know what the Rabbitohs are talking about. Because if that was the case, like if the government just came straight out and said, we never promised those upgrades, so I don't know what the Rabbitohs are talking about, I would say, well, then what the hell are the Rabbitohs talking about then?
Yeah. I had Roosters fans in my DMs when this was an issue a few months ago, and it still pisses me off. Like, seriously, some of them are so narrow-minded. Like, they're like, no, sign the contract, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally the same week they let go of Dominic Young. Like, they broke his contract. They broke Terrell May's contract. Like Trent Robertson's coming out and saying, oh, didn't South sign a contract? Trent Robert, like, what are you talking about? You've literally let go of 3 players in the last bloody year.
Yeah.
God, it pisses me off.
Yeah. And I also,
it's all spite.
Yeah, it is. And as I said, like, I would get the sign a contract thing if the government came out and said, we never promised them those upgrades.
Yeah.
But look, have you ever seen any quote from the government saying that?
Nope.
Saying we didn't promise those upgrades? Because there's probably emails that show it.
Yeah. There's literally, it's public knowledge that the upgrades were supposed to happen, but they got cancelled. And South have acknowledged time and time again that it's fair that it's fair the upgrades didn't happen.
We understand, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Look, South will be there in 2031, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just not very close, which is annoying.
Yeah, I just reckon it would add so much to the game, like having them both there, the fans could go at it, the history of it all. And it happens up in Brisbane, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, and I know people go, well, we're way more rivals than the Broncos and Roosters. Sorry, than the Broncos and Dolphins. And I'm like, there's your answer then, though, because that is pure spite. It's not logical.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're doing it purely because they are more of a rival, not because it's a logical thing.
Yeah.
Whereas if the Broncos can say, yeah, Dolphins can use Suncorp. You know what's hilarious is the Broncos couldn't even say, yeah, the Dolphins can use Suncorp because they don't own it.
Yeah. Yeah. The Roosters, honestly, they're just making noise, but they have nothing to do with anything.
When you actually think about it, ironically enough, that's true. Like, the Roosters don't have the power to say whether they do or don't.
Exactly.
I mean, technically they don't have the power. However, like, obviously, there's very powerful people at that club. Anyway, I for the life of me, I can't understand. I think it would add so much to rugby league. Now, on the flip side of that, I actually don't like all the teams that are using CommBank.
Yeah, that's...
Like, I understand things are getting upgraded, but like I don't like seeing the Penrith Panthers play there, and I don't think they want to play there either. I know they're getting upgraded, but I just the idea that, like, for example, Eels play there, Panthers play there, Tigers play there sometimes. It's a bloody good stadium, but it has no, like, history or connection to anything.
Yeah, this might sound harsh, but I don't want to say soulless, but it just doesn't have that.
We don't have history.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing that connects any team to that really. But that's why I feel like I'm okay with the Eels playing at it.
Well, it's thick. Yeah.
And so they can build that history. But when you've got all these teams like playing at it all the time, it's kind of like...
Oh, when the Eels play there, it's not soulless. When the Eels play there, it's mad. But when Penrith play there, it doesn't feel like a home ground to Penrith.
And Tigers. So like, funnily enough, I don't mind Tigers playing the Eels there because that's cool because it's like, you know, our jungle or whatever. Yeah. But like the reason, funnily enough, the reason why I think the Roosters Rabbitohs works is obviously the Rabbitohs are relatively close, but also it's because of the rivalry that I think it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that makes it better for me than worse. Whereas I think with that with Penrith and everyone's playing there, I can't wait for Penrith to go back out to Penrith, and I'm sure the Penrith Panthers fans are the same. And for example, like I can't wait for the Tigers to have their upgrades whenever that does happen.
Yeah, I think that's starting next year.
So hopefully that happens, and then that way Eels can build a big connection there. However, I would like to see a lot of games of Tigers para there because of that rivalry that's there.
Yeah.
Of the West. So
those games, like the Easter Monday games, are hectic.
So good, so good. But I think there's just too many. Yeah, there's just too many. Whereas the rivalry with Roosters Rabbitohs, it just works perfectly.
It's perfect.
It's in the same area. You got all this history. That history is connected to the area.
Like the ground is literally 2 kilometres from Redfern and 2 kilometres from Bondi Junction.
It's like it couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah.
Whereas like it's ages from Penrith. It's a fair bit from Tigers.
Well, Tigers are in Campbelltown and bloody.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. What have you been watching while you were sick, mate?
I actually watched a Diamond Heist documentary.
Diamond Heist on Netflix?
On Netflix, yeah.
Is it
okay, sorry.
No.
Have you watched Happy Gilmore yet?
I haven't.
Okay, don't worry then.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Well, Hammy said that the first half's good, second half shit.
Yeah, but like, I go into a movie very different to what other people go into a movie. I go in there to just laugh and I like cartoons, and it was a big cartoon to me.
Okay.
And they just took the piss out of Live Golf. I thought it was hilarious. And
okay,
the cameras.
Don't tell me. Tell me.
But anyway, the Diamond Heist one. I'm not finished it yet. I'm actually pretty keen to go home and watch it.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. It's pretty sick. But
yeah. What's it called?
I'll find it.
Yeah. I think I might have watched it. Is it like the Pommy lads that do it?
The Pommy guys.
Yeah,
Did you like it?
Oh, it's so long ago. I can't.
It's literally called The Diamond Heist.
The Diamond Heist. Okay.
Oh no, it came out this year.
Okay, I haven't watched it then. There was one ages ago that came out.
It was probably the same heist, just a different documentary.
Now, thoughts on the Broncos, mate? What do you reckon?
The Broncos, geez, they. I can't get a hold on the Broncos this year. Like I tipped them at the start of the year to be top 4. They started really well at the start, and then they fell off just terribly. Then when I thought they were gone, they became good again, and now they've won 4 in a row, and then they come up against the Eels, and have put on a horrendous performance pretty much. Like how I don't know. Like they've shown they can put 4 good games together when they need to, but. Yep. They've also shown they can just shit the bed.
Well, but even the 4 good games, like they played 20 minutes good in those games.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they didn't actually play good 80 minutes. Like Dogs came out of nowhere. Sharkies came back second half.
It would have been unjust if Walsh was onside because, like, the Broncos didn't deserve to be anywhere near that game.
Yeah. What's funny is like Joey was like, I kind of feel like Walshy might have been onside. I know. I'm okay with the offside call because it was really close. But I actually was surprised at how many people were like, he's ages offside. Because when Shibasaki puts out his foot to kick, it goes forward half a metre, like his foot does.
So I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to seem crazy. I actually thought he was onside.
And I know people immediately are going to go, Denon, you're biased. I'm okay with the call because it's what I will say is, it's so close that it can go either way. So I'm not sitting here saying I have any issue with the call, the touchies, the video ref. That can go either way. It's all good. But I was just surprised at how many people were like, definitely offside, 100%, no doubt about it. I actually looked at it and was like, mate, there's a chance where that foot, like Shibasaki's foot, has gone ahead of Walshy. Before he kind of kept running.
At first glance, and when the bunker showed it, I did have that thought. I was like, he looks a mile offside. But then I paused it and had a look, and then we don't actually have a good angle.
The angle's bad. It's the worst angle you can get. It's from like an angle and back.
We need that Allianz drone angle.
Oh, bro, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that shit. Bro, how do they call that?
That was horrendous.
What's insane about that call with Tedesco is as soon as you can go back and look at the footage, on Hello Sport Live, as soon as he kicked it, I said Tedesco's offside. So that's in real time, I thought that. In real time. They watched replays. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's offside. Still gave it. Now, you messaged me and said they don't use the drone footage.
Apparently.
But even if they don't, anyone could see that was offside. What's crazy with the drone footage is Nwanganituwase is also offside.
There's two players offside.
They're both offside.
I actually thought Docker Clay was offside as well. I thought all of them were offside.
I don't know how they get that so wrong.
Well, especially how they said they don't use the drone footage, right? But then a day later, there's no drone footage and they're happy to use that angle for Walsh.
Yeah.
They use that same angle.
Teddy looked way more offside than Walshy did.
Teddy was way more offside.
A mile offside, but you call Walshy offside and you don't call... Anyway, what I will say with the Walshy one, I do like that the bunker had the guts to make the big call. Like he didn't just go, oh, fuck, I'm not making that call. Yeah, try, all good. But yeah, I think, and I said this on Friday, we should have a drone at every game.
Of course we should.
Just following the play like that, back and forth. Doesn't even need to be on a court or anything.
Yeah.
Just a drone that has an hour and a half, or let's just say 2 hours of battery, and you've got a guy that's just sitting there going like that, back and forth, following the ball.
Can't they just have the technology they use in soccer, like with the straight line? Surely there's some technology they can use to judge people that are offside.
I just reckon, but think about how important a drone would be, because if you've got a drone, you'll be able to see whether a pass is forward.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see whether people are offside. Like there are so many penalties from, if you had bird's eye view, that you would be able to know. Was he square at marker?
True, yeah, that's a good point.
There's so many, did he leave early?
Yeah.
Whereas these angles from the side, it's much harder. From the top, you would have no questions about offsides, leading early, kick chases, like all that kind of stuff. You'd have no issue. Forward passes would be sorted.
That's a great point.
Because you'd be able to see their hands. You'd be able to see, there would be technology that would be able to put a line on it and go, because you're bird's eye view.
Yeah. That actually would be the most important camera angle.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everything, outside of head highs, you could see everything, 10 meters, whatever you want. What I don't get is drones. There are hobbyists that have drones that cost $2,000 that have hours of battery that fly all over the place.
Yeah.
You're telling me the NRL can't pay, 3 or 4 people to go to each game a year and be the drone footage?
The drone would be the least expensive camera at the stadium. By a long way.
That's what I'm saying. And also, it's also just a sick camera angle.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The spider cam has always been sick.
Yeah.
So anyway,
surely clubs would use that too. That's all they use for training.
That's what I mean. So I don't understand why the NRL doesn't do it, because it's that angle would solve so many dramas.
It really would.
That would also solve was he out? Was he not out?
Yep.
Because how many times do you go, oh, that angle, his foot, there's a bit of grass, maybe not. Whereas that, you'd be able to see if his foot's on there.
Yep, fully.
Did he put the ball in the try line? Was he short? Did he go out in the... there's just so many different things you could see from a bird's eye view.
And Fox League would love it.
It's great. You just keep... Yeah, it's a great angle. It's a great angle. So you also, fans would be able to see, who jammed in wrong, who didn't, who was good at reading. It's just a good view. I don't know why they don't look at it more often.
Just back to the Broncos, man, you are right. Their 5-game winning streak there was nothing really to write home about. It was 2 wins against the Titans, and then one of those wins weren't even that impressive. The game against the Bulldogs, they were losing at halftime 18-0.
Yep.
The Sharks game, they got lucky that game.
Yep.
They got a few calls and it was pretty close the whole way. The Warriors win was a pretty good win. So, yeah, my read on the Broncos is, they're not a top 4 team for me at the moment. I know that's obvious, they're not in the top 4, but I thought they'd be more of a threat to me.
Well, I just thought, what I did think, I thought that they would just they just kind of hit this speed of play towards back end of the year where they're just all firing.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to be a real dark horse in the finals, where I thought Madge had them in the perfect spot where not many people were talking about the Broncos. Everyone's talking about the Doggies, the Raiders, the Melbourne Storm, the Penrith Panthers, and not many people were talking about the Broncos. It was relatively quiet. And I was like, well, he's got him exactly where he wants him. No one's talking about him. Everyone's underestimating him. When you actually look at their squad, it's a great squad. And then all of a sudden they come out and play like that. And I'm just like, oh, shit, I got that one wrong. Got that wrong massively.
So it's going to be interesting to see where they are in 6 weeks, because they've got 3 easy games against South Knights and Cowboys. They should win all them. But
are you sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Like, fuck.
But they got to play Melbourne twice and play the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And they're not wins.
Nah.
They're 50-50. So yeah. Could they fall out of the 8? I don't think they can.
I don't think they'll fall out of the 8.
But geez, they should be better than this.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty. Don't forget, guys, give us a follow on the feed on Sportsbet. Also, massive thank you to KO as always. And they're actually rolling out an update to their app. Not everyone's getting it. So you might be the lucky ones that are getting the update, and trust me, it is sick. So stay tuned for that. If you don't have the app, make sure to download on your phone, guys, because some of the stuff we've got planned is massive. I cannot wait. Also, NordVPN, guys, make sure to go nordvpn.com/blokeinabar. Use your code. Hopefully, the more people that use it, hopefully we can get a long-term partnership with NordVPN, because that would be really, really helpful for the Bloke community. Sorry, the Bloke setup. Also. The Bloke Club. Join the Bloke Club. Got a bunch of discounts, including Musashi, Squarespace, you name it. We've got it on the Bloke Club. Alrighty. Stoked for Matty to be back. As usual, we'll go fuck ourselves. Thank you.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.